after this set. Because we're getting right into game number 1.
That's right. Acno going to be on the Val. Kyna playing, excuse me. Mako. Yeah, that's right. My old original name.
The original name before you realized you're an X player.
That's right. So not really expecting this one out of Kyna. I saw a couple of character picks.
Kyna switched off the Teros to the Yumiko as well. It looks like Kyna's having a little bit of a character crisis. As this is the first time that I think he's seen a lot of, not as much success from the Teros going into this weekend. Usually Kyna has a very strong start with the character and sticks with it the entire time through, and now he's bringing out some pocket picks to see which one works. And starting off with the Great Sword and Katars to go up against Acno's Val here. For game number 1.
Yeah, quite the unconventional pick. Mako notorious for the signature kit, but can be really, really scary as well just because of Mako's sheer damage stat. The amount of damage that you're able to put on is ridiculous. But the beautiful sider just putting Acno off stage, finding a sidelight, backing off, looking for sidelight and sig.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, not quite going to get the jump read there, but if it does connect, it's a great spike. Mako's got so many reversals there, jumping upwards to go for a spike downwards, but Val just knocks you off the top. Hits neutral sig, says, hey, this hit's grounded too. It's tough, but it does hit.
You know whose doesn't?
Yeah, Mako, yeah. You get the pretty animation, but really you're just jumping right past it.
But off of Katars, especially like Enlight and Sig is what you usually get against people that don't have a dodge. It's usually more optimal than going for recovery. In that case, usually, sometimes is what I would say. And
neutral recovery is still pretty good.
It's still excellent.
Yeah.
That's right. Enlight and Sig is still a little bit more stylish though. So 2 stocks each. Kind of doing quite well. Okay. Looking for the neutral leg follow-up. Not able to find it quite yet. Acno.
There. Nicely done. Thought he was going to go for a ground pound there. Gets the nair. Goes for a ground pound that time around and kind of escapes. Gets the side air. Evens the damage up. Now looking for another opener, but doesn't get the end light opener. Side lights are being thrown out now, but Kyna can't get anything started.
That is the safe move. It is incredibly disjointed. Lets you play back. He was trying to catch Acno's dodge options. Okay, almost able to catch the landing as well. I think the best thing to do would have been to dash in D-Light, but the D-Sig.
Nice down sig. Yeah, slide charged a little bit so that I could completely cover the wall. Got the whirlpool there in the center, and then the splash to the left to send Acno flying, which didn't get the knockout. I think Kyna was depending on it knocking it out. Oh, the end light, second swing of the end light, catching Kyna on the way back to the stage.
The D-Light recovery, not enough to KO off the top. Acno finding yet another one of those end-6. He's been hitting those all day.
Yeah, excellent job. Any Val main knows that move is just really good. And being able to reliably knock out with it on either corner of the stage is very nice as well. Acno definitely knows his stack punish options, so.
Kind of dropping a lot of the punishes off of, especially like you get sidelight and then the D-Light bridge. He finally is able to punish the gravity cancel option because what Acno did a few times before, especially with Sword on hand, he was trying to do like a GC sidelight or something. That time around though, I have no idea what he was pressing, but he got caught and he got punished.
Acno now jumping around, dares over and over again. Sidelight, endlight bridge, a little bit of a clash, gets the recovery, kind of looking for a landing. So good at juggling with the axe, but does that same skill come over to the Great Sword Nair? So far, looking like, yes, several Nairs in a row. Acno has the damage advantage, though. Oh, no end light opener there.
He's dropping so many of these punishes, and is there going to be another end-6?
3 for 3?
All 3 stocks, that's right. Every single one of them taken out with that end-sig. Acno is making it work for him today.
Okay, Acno goes up a game in this set against Kyna. Kyna looking a little, like distraught's not the right word. It's more like, searching for an answer, right? It's sitting there being like, well, Mako didn't work. What am I going to do now?
He was dropping a lot of the coverage that I feel like is so important with Great Sword. The way that it works is, you hit a sidelight, you hit a D-Light bridge, and then you try to read the dodge option afterwards. He was only able to punish it once. And he found a lot of openers, which is half of the battle with Great Sword. Do you first connect that sidelight? Next, how do you punish the dodge option? He got half the battle. I want to see how he's able to follow through.
Here we go. Kind of sticking with the Mako here in game number 2, so we're going to see if he makes those adaptations. Sidelights off the left side of the stage. Acno dipping down a little bit low, and the end-light will catch him. D-Light downer.
End-light as well.
Could have kept going, but...
A bit of awkward position. He landed on the stage, and Acno went off stage.
The rare gauntlet drop on the side of the stage. Didn't quite get up as high as he'd like. Only got 1 punch in.
Okay, picking up the Great Sword now. Able to get the D-Light bridge. Oh my gosh, I heard the sound of the sidelight finisher, but unfortunately it did not actually connect onto Acno. But getting the juggles?
Whoa, and that second there just knocks out. Yeah, it looked weird. It almost looked like he had hit the apex, right? He was about to fall down, and then he just disappeared into the blast zone.
Mako. Mako knows how to KO sometimes off of stray hits. That does just happen to you.
And kind of very good at juggling with neutral air, as we've seen from countless axe snares. back in the day when he was a Taros main. I don't know what this Mako business is, but it's working pretty well here. Sidelight finisher sends Acno off the left side of the stage. Good dodge. So
I am noticing how much Acno loves GC Sidelight with Sword as an option. He uses it all the time when he's getting comboed.
I mean, if you're playing Sword, I hope you're using it all the time. It's so good.
He's getting punished.
You get the full distance of it in the air, and then you get a little bit of the fall down afterwards. But the punishes, you're right. Yeah, if you're getting punished for it, and that time you don't. But Kyna almost took down his stock. Recovery finally will get it.
That's going to be good. Acno going to be evening up the stock count now, but now he has a lot of damage to make up. So he's opting for the gauntlets. He wants a sidelight, he wants a neutraler, he wants a neutraler into Sider potentially. Let's see how he's going to find that opening. It kind of gets the end light, and then just in a different zip code going through the D-Sig.
Oh, sidelight hits. Downlight connects. Goes for the end light finisher. Oh, and he can't get it. Dashes back.
Yeah, there's nothing there. Little too far back.
Down sig. I guess he just invited Acno onto the stage. Nice end light finisher.
That's what you do when somebody is almost always dodging after your second hit. What a lot of people like doing, they do.
Just get rid of the bridge.
Yes, you get rid of the bridge because they're just ready to dodge after the second hit to avoid the finisher. Going through the immediate finisher is such a good choice there.
Yeah, the trade-off for those that are still trying to figure out what the heck this weapon does, right, is that you put a bridge in so that the finisher is more powerful. If you gravity cancel it, you go straight to a finisher, but it's not as strong as if you do the full three-piece attack. If you just do your opener to finisher, it's in between.
Yes, but in the meantime, we got to talk about what is happening to Kyna off stage. Acno dealing so much damage, he finally made it back on. He gets the D-Light downer and the recovery as well to be able to finish, and Acno has evened up the stock count once again. He is capable of putting out that kind of damage, but Kyna has been reading his dodges.
Downlight from Kyna starts off so far, so good. Another neutral light, but Acno just wakes up with a down air, punishes Kyna for waiting for a dodge, and a lot of damage coming out from Acno there, ending with the recovery. Second recovery does not connect, and Kyna's looking for the landing, but it's a lot harder to juggle with Katar nairs than it is Greatsword nair. And he switches right over to the weapon that he wants.
He's looking to catch this landing. He gets it. Sidelight, D-Light bridge as well. The Sider. He goes for the end-sig, but Acno going to be taking full advantage of it.
Sair off the dash, ground pound.
Kyna
goes for the side stick with the Sair, catches a mid-animation, and then the sidelight.
He made it back on.
And now, disarming the weapon.
Can he get this edge guard? He's controlling the stage. Neutral light into the sidelight bridge. Is that going to be it? Not quite. Kyna though.
Huge win for Acno.
So deep off stage. Acno could not solidify the edge guard.
He didn't combo the Dare Nair. Mistimes it. Sidelight opener.
Oh, the
gravity cancel D-Sig means no dodge. Has to fast follow the weapon. Gravity cancel D-Light dodges out of the way, and Kyna can't find the end-light opener. Goes for a jump read with a recovery. Sidelight recovery doesn't hit. Acno lets it rip too late.
Oh,
and the
that's the finisher again.
Yeah, end-light opener, end-light finisher. Just catches him, because you said he's trying to cover him dodging immediately.
Yes.
For the bridge. Clutches game number 2. Acno dropped 2 edge guards there towards the end. But it was Kyna's game to lose, and Acno almost brought it back. So they're keeping this close as we're going into game 3.
Kyna is beginning to show off why disadvantage against Greatsword is so terrifying. Because oftentimes, you're holding on to that dodge, right? You're afraid of like, oh, I don't want to get by like sidelight into the D-Light bridge, right? And into like the sidelight finisher or something, so you dodge up, and then you hold on to it, and you forget to react to the first hit. And then you get hit with something like double end-light. Now, what do we have happening?
We've decided that the Mako experiment is done. He's like, yep, I'd rather just have Sword. He's like, if I'm going to be using Greatsword all the time anyways, I might as well have JU neutral sig, like the best Greatsword signature in the game, right? So many times you'll see people go for that sidelight opener, and then they'll do a dash forward neutral sig, right?
Oh my gosh, that was a crazy option to go for ground pound, but he did not get it, and he's...
There it is. He missed the dash though. he needed the dash if he wanted that to work. Come on, Kyna. Oh, like that chase dodge pivot recovery. Nice little mix up there. Tries to go for it again. And
yep. Almost had it too. In fact, if he went to the left, if he did a pivot, it would have been awesome. Oh my gosh, the downer to be able to punish the weapon toss as well. Acno just saying, hey, you have to downer in my face. I'm going to take the stock and make it mine.
Yeah, for those wondering what happened there, when Kyna went for the chase dodge pivot nair, went great, nice excellent job with that edge guard, or with that confirmation with the D-Light neutral sig. But when you go for a Greatsword aerial and you land with it, it converts into your opener. So any attack that you do afterwards, you can get a bridge or a finisher. And that's why Kyna has a landing animation there with that neutral there. Kyna not being able to get too much after that. But he's doing a lot of creative options off of the solid opener that's leading into a chase dodge instead of a dash.
Okay, Acno, I think he wanted to go over the stage with the side of it. I don't think it was his intention to stay out there. He dodges in place as Kyna dashes back. Not able to get the punish. Okay, Kyna just continuing to try to occupy the ground. Acno committing all the way off stage for the downer, and he does not actually finish chewing his food.
And six spike goes in for the neutral air, but doesn't pivot it. Kyna's able to come back. Tons of damage, and there's the silent end sig. Gets the spot
so
dodge.
much coverage, but it's not enough to be able to KO quite yet. Was
Gravity
that
cancel D-lights.
Gravity cancel D-light,
Yeah.
that's right. Immediately just going into the finisher. What's it gonna be?
I think it's Darren Ayers. Kyna's got to get back to the lab for that. Ends up getting hit by a D-light down in recovery. Darren Ayers is a true combo on Greatsword, one of the very few in the game.
Stock is gonna be, he goes for the recovery. Kyna not able to find a neutral, but he finds a sider instead. Kyna keeping up such a gentle lead at the moment. Acno with no weapon on hand. He needs a D-light. He needs an unarmed recovery, and that would take out the Kyna stock.
Okay, waiting for a weapon, gets the sidelight. Ooh, but doesn't jump. Needed the jump for that downer to hit, gets the recovery instead. Now even it up 1-1. Acno.
You're so bold committing like that against, you know, somebody. What do you
We have seen that, like, Acno's been pretty nonchalant about his offstage stuff, even a little behind. Just kind of like, yeah, I guess I'll go for it. He's been pretty consistent with his with how the risks that he likes to take, regardless of the game state at the time.
Oh, Kyna catching the landing. Acno able to find a neutral. GC D-light. Okay, Sido
Nice recovery.
catching the recovery.
That's it.
Kyna cannot make it back on, and Acno just stealing that game.
Acno's shaking his head a little bit, looking at somebody in the crowd, being like, yeah, I don't know.
He's all sheepish about it.
He's nodding. Quick little smile. He's brought to match point against Kyna. He's yet to beat Kyna in bracket.
Yes.
To this day, at least in an official tournament. So this would be a really, really big win for Acno. This would guarantee, I think, Acno getting out in the top 10, and this would put Kyna at risk of not making it to Championship Sunday. Because this would make Kyna 2-5. That's tied with Sandstorm.
That is not. That's not good.
Yeah,
that's not where we wanna be.
that's not good.
There's a lot on the line here.
There's a lot on the line for people that made predictions saying Sandstorm and Kyna were in top 3. Because if that's going to be the case, only one of them could even make it that far through the gauntlet. So
I want to see Kyna pull himself back in. I want to see him get back into the game, and I want to see how well Acno is able to respond. Acno is up 2-1 in the game count at the moment. He lands with a downer. Kyna able to swing back a little bit. We're seeing a Soy Ditto right now, catching the landing with the side light, whiffing the end light though. They're just exchanging hits.
Ooh, and Kyna goes in for his own side light. Acno just barrels right through, side light after side light. There's the Darren Air combo that we've been looking for. I'm not going to knock out, but that side light finisher will.
He thought that he was going to dash back. Usually whenever he whiffs a
You see
side light,
daylight,
yes,
yeah.
and so he just immediately went through the full 3-piece, just in case.
Delayed it a little bit. Delayed it a little bit, but you still get all that power. Catches Acno unawares. You're absolutely right. And that time just lets the whole thing go. D-light, end light bridged, side light finisher. Super strong string.
That time around, oh, Kyna not able to get the end light to punish the whiffed end sig. Acno tossing out his weapon, picking it back up. That was crazy. Like it snapped back to him. It was like a boomerang.
Yeah, nicely done with that edge guard there. Acno being able to even things up pretty nicely. Gets it by the air. Kyna now over on the Great Sword. Let's see what he's going to be able to do here. The last silent opener so far. Acno.
He still moves like he's Talos. Oh my gosh, that was so scary. He got his recovery swatted. Acno almost stole that stop.
Move like he's Taros being staying grounded and using arrow.
Yeah, but he's not even like dashing in. He's not even like dash jumping. He is staying in place. Like that. He's looking for the dead light. He doesn't find it. He's looking to catch the landing. He gets
There's
the
a dash
side light.
back up the D-light bridge that you were talking about that normally he does. That time he dashes forward, goes for a silent opener, hits the falling Sare, and now Acno doesn't have a weapon.
Okay, Acno, how do you make it back onto the stage? Well, you dodge up past the first side light. He was afraid of the immediate finisher, as Kyna has established before. The falling neutral, not enough to be able to take it off the top. Acno chase dodging in, using that as the opening to pick it up, but Kyna.
Yeah,
wow.
Fairly consistent with that end light opener, end light finisher. Just skipping right past the bridge, being like, okay, if I hit this, I'm just going to let this rip. Acno's not dodging in time. And the angle of knockback is really excellent for that amount of damage, just guarantee himself a knockout. And now kind of really running away with game number 4 on the Greatsword.
Chase
nice
dodging.
chain dodge.
Double chain dodging as well to get the recovery. Kyna, how do you make it back on? Acno not able to get
Just dodges right past the end light. Acno, little he's being a little too predictable on his edge guards here. Kyna's just running circles around him. D-light recovery will finally take off the stock. Acno has a chance to clutch this, actually. I thought he took a lot more damage than he did.
But Kyna still has the fight in him. You saw how he was playing in the first few stocks.
No dodge.
Down in neutral Sido.
Weapon
Jump,
throw.
weapon toss.
Uh-oh, Kyna still can't find a weapon, and that was 4 really good hits.
Oh, the weapon
Acno
spawn.
doesn't get it, though. Perfect spawn for Kyna. Picks up the
Spot
gauntlets.
for Acno, too.
I mean, yeah, Kyna now with that sword, landing with that down air. What else can he do? Pocket sand doesn't hit. D-Light recovery does, though.
Okay, Kyna just looking to control the ground, looking to call out one of these jumps. Acno committing to the side of it, but it puts him safely off stage. He is holding onto center stage. He is backing up, and he is forcing Acno off stage. Dashing in, dashing out, connecting the end light. Weapon toss to force a low recovery. Picks up the great sword. He almost caught the dodge in.
He looks for it again. I think it's going to be the end light finisher. Gravity cancel D-Light wake up. One of the few reliable options Greatsword has as a wake up in the air.
Yes.
One of my favorite moves in the game in general. Gravity cancel, D-Light finisher. Normally on the ground just spins in place, but when you do it in the air, you descend a little bit while the hurt box is active too. So it's a really powerful move when your opponents are at really high damage. It's just a get off me tool. And in that case, he literally got him off into the next game. So
the only other thing that you have is Greatsword when you're being juggled like that. I mean, recovery is too slow. You can try to mash out a neutral air.
Weapon.
Yeah, but neutral air is kind of tiny. The beauty of D-Light.
Jumping dare.
Jumping down, then maybe into a neutral leg, but again, I like the fact that you pointed out the D-Light, it covers the most amount of space, and it is the most consistent option in that position. So, this is game 5.
Huge payoff. Brings the game number 5. Acno versus Kyna. If Acno gets this, would be his first set win over Kyna. If Kyna gets this, it makes...
Kyna needs this one.
It does. It definitely makes who's going to be eliminated that much more harder to call. As we get closer and closer to the end of this round robin, players have been playing all day today, and they still have many more matches to go after this. Kyna versus Acno is underway here. Game 5, Val versus Jaehyun.
Okay, he's reading a lot of Acno's dodge options now. I'm seeing him get more and more acclimated to Greatsword as the set goes on. Acno landing in with the downer that was so bold. He tried to go for a sidelight. That was a GC sidelight finisher. Anyways, he comes back onto the stage with it.
Yeah, Nair ends up catching that landing there. Recovery to Nair. Kind of juggling the best way that he can. Nair recovery down air. Nair finally. With kind of tightening up the Dare Nair combo tree. It's a tight combo, but it is a true combo. I think he's got this game in the bag if he can continue getting the strings that he's already been successful with on the Greatsword.
Oh, again, look at his movement. It is being so tight. It's so precise. Acno, not able to get the neutral, but he finds a side. He goes off stage briefly. He doesn't get the GC D-Light because he was too high up. If he was any lower, it would have connected.
Kind of picking up a Greatsword. That means next weapon coming through here's going to be sword. It's always a little unfortunate when you are so damaged, you're like, picking this up is going to make my next stock harder if I don't get a crazy read. As you can see here, Kyna has to go through this, has the sword. He'll probably throw this weapon away after one D-Light side air to switch back over to the Greatsword, because that's what he's been having the most success with. So we'll see if this is going to be the case here, as Acno is getting a little bit more damage now that he's in the sword ditto.
Lands with the neutral, okay. Kyna just looking for the downer. He's just looking for any opening right now. Acno just consistently shoving
right away. He was like, okay, you're not near this? Great. I'm going to switch back over. And this is where I feel like the momentum can go back over to Kyna's favor.
He's looking for one of those sidelights. He's not able to connect it. Okay, finally one of them comes out. The pivot end light was not able to come out, though. End light, sidelight as well, excuse me.
Falls with a down air. There's 2 landings covered by Endlight. Sword picked up. D-Light side air. Edge guard opportunity. Side stick gets stopped by Stair, but no, he dashes forward with that down light. Gets the side air, and now Acno has got Kyna on this last stock of the set.
It's game 5, last stock of the set for Kyna, and Acno has, he's not totally out of it quite yet, though he still needs to be able to get a lot of extra credit. Kyna almost caught his landing with the D-Light. Acno just had enough movement to be able to avoid it. He needs this KO. He needs anything. He needs a recovery off the top, but Acno is not letting it happen.
And Acno gets hit with the recovery, still holding on. Kyna gets hit with a weapon throw downwards, and now Kyna, what is he going to get started here? The sword has not been working on. Back, okay.
That's it.
Good dodge. That's the first time that we've really seen him punish the excessive sidelights that Acno does too.
If you can bait it out, if you can bait out that sidelight, that is how sword players will inevitably fall. So now it is last stock apiece. It is game number 5. He goes for the neutral finisher. It's not going to be able to connect. Acno holding on here, looking for the sider. He doesn't connect it, and Kyna is so scary on the ground tosser.
So Acno can rely on the fact that,
Kyna
will never use
weapon toss.
Do you like ground pound?
Oh my gosh.
Switch back to the stage, gets a recovery into the Nair, gets reversal by the Nair. Acno picks up the sword, gets the recovery. That's not going to knock out, but a D-Light recovery could do it. Acno needs one more win. D-Light recovery, that's going to be it.
Yes, it will. Acno getting the upset over Kyna. And he takes the game, and he takes the set, and he's able to do it, Taza.
Whoa, okay. That's a huge win for Acno. Acno comes in swinging this weekend with his first set wins over Sandstorm and Kyna, as well as others, as I think that's now his 4th win. This kind of breaks the round robin open, because Kyna has now been putting